Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akim. Of course, I want to start off by saying, Call Haloyim, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim out there in the elect. Of course, that's the men, women, and children selected to make it out of here from the coming destruction, all right? I'm the brother Zion Olive of the DC camp. Just doing another video. Hopefully make this a quick video as I'm on a break, all right? Basically, there was this older Jake that came out. As you can see, this is GMS Yahweh's Herald's page from this past Saturday, our secondary camp, one of the secondary camps, okay, out in DC. And one of these older Jakes came up, and he has come up to us before, okay, but he came up, of course, and of course he had disagreements already, all right, especially one of the disagreements when it came to who you are when you're born, okay, lineages, all right, DNA, and that's what we're going to focus on here, all right. And I'll say this: I'm not going to say anything bad about them. Of course, when we were out there, we were getting them with the scriptures, of course, and that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to battle with the scriptures, all right. And sometimes things can get a little heated, but you know what? This particular man, he came back later on after the camp was done, and he came back and he apologized. He came to all of Akim after Akim was done saluting and everything, and he actually apologized and was like, I'm sorry for what I did. I don't want to come across as evil and wicked, and he actually was sincere about it. So, if he repents, may the Lord give him the wisdom that he needs towards salvation, all right? But one of the things that he did when he came up, he had a slight issue with who you are, when you're born. All right, I'm gonna play a little bit of this video and then get into some scriptures. All right.
Father is. Go ahead, bro. No, it's not based upon a phenotype. Because even within plants, you got genetics and you got phenotypes. You got ones that may mirror, okay, or may look or take on certain attributes and certain genetics, but that don't make it that specific genetics. You know it by what seed was planted.
Just like the brother Sham Allah said, you know it based off the seed. If you put an apple, and this is how we've been taught, okay, all right, and it's right, okay, if you place an apple seed anywhere on the earth, it may look different, okay, depending on where you go on the earth, all right, but guess what? It's still an apple tree, okay. In the island of Guam, because I've actually been over on the island of Guam. At one time, I thought that I was looking at some oranges, all right, but it was actually a pair of lemons, these particular lemons, but they actually looked almost like oranges until you plopped them open, and they were a different form of lemon, and I was like, wow, but that's exactly it. It's still a lemon no matter what, okay? All right, oranges are still oranges, lemons are still lemons, apples are still apples by the seed, okay? It doesn't matter where you plant them. All right, same thing with us and people around the world. It doesn't matter, all right, what woman, all right, the seed goes into of another nation, Asian, of today, Arabs, Asians, East Indians, whatever, Ethiopians, whatever. All right, the child is still an Israelite if it's of an Israelite man, and Latinos, Native Americans, so-called Negroes, all right, if it's of them, then guess what? It's still an Israelite, okay? It doesn't matter who the woman is, all right?
I'm gonna land back on what you said. Now, if you had your family tree, if you actually had the records going back all the way back who your people were, is that more credible than a DNA test? If you actually had the actual records going all the way back, is that more credible than a DNA test?
Yeah, because I'm gonna just say, my belief in faith. If you actually had the actual records, the actual records going back, that's better than any DNA test. Look at this. This is Matthew 1:1, the book of the generation or the lineage, okay, of Yahushua HaMashiach, the son of David, the son of Abraham. It says Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat Judas and his brethren. See? Now from Abraham, it goes all the way down to David, and from David all the way down to Yahushua. You see? Verse 16, and Jacob begat Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Yahushua, who is called Hamashiach. You see? So if you go from 16 all the way up, this is actually a family tree of all the men's lineage, and it goes all the way back to Judas. That's why Yahushua is from the tribe of Judah. And guess what? Judah was what? A child of Jacob, or Israel, was the son of Isaac, was the son of Abraham. All right. And then when you go to Luke, the 3rd chapter, there's a lineage that goes all the way back to the sons of God, who we are. We're also the sons of God. You see? All right. But this is an actual lineage or a family tree record from what? Abraham on down to Yahushua. That's more credible than any DNA test. Because when you go to the Old Testament, all right, it'll show you all the fathers all the way up, all right, leading all the way up, all right, to the one the world calls Yahushua later. You know, it'll give you, or talk about Abraham. It'll talk about Isaac. It'll talk about Jacob. Okay, it'll talk about Jesse. You know, going down. You know, talking about King David's father. It'll talk about David. It'll talk about all these men. All right, leading all the way up, and then going into the New Testament, leading all the way up into Yahushua. This is an actual lineage, man. All right, so a family tree is better than any DNA test. The records are better than any DNA test. All right, but let me go back to the video. All right, and bear with me.
More credible in terms of your identity?
Yes. If I already have my family tree,
No.
it's not more credible than a DNA test? A DNA test,
No.
a DNA test can have 3 siblings, and each of them can go back to somebody different. How is that possible when they had one father and one mother? They all should be going back to the same people.
And that's exactly it. If you have one father and one mother, they all should be going back through the same line. They shouldn't be going back through your great grandmother's father's cousin and all that crazy stuff. But guess what? That's what DNA will do, man. DNA will have siblings go back to different ancestors, but they all come out of the same parents, and that's madness, man. All right. Let me go ahead and click on this link. All right, and bear with me. And Lord willing, the link comes up. All right. All right. Genetics.thetech.org. All right. Now, this was a question. It says, should my sister and I have the same ancestry results for our DNA? We have the same parents. Okay. All right. It seems like brothers and sisters should have the same ancestry background. After all, they both got half their DNA from mom and half from dad. See, you get your DNA, absolutely. You get genetics and stuff like that, absolutely, from both. All right, that's why the example we said earlier about the seeds being planted everywhere. They may look different, okay, because of the environment, the earth, all right, in that location, all right, but they're still the same seed. Like apples and things of this nature, they may look different. You have green apples, you have red apples, but guess what? They're all apples. You see? All right. Just like the men, if you sleep with different women of other nations, they may look different, okay, but they're still what? Of that man's seed. Okay, that's their nationality, that's their nation. Okay, it says but because of how DNA is passed on, it is possible for 2 siblings to have some big differences in their ancestry at the DNA level. Okay. Culturally, they may each say they are 1/8 Cherokee, but at the DNA level, one may have no Cherokee DNA at all. So yes, it is definitely possible for 2 siblings to get pretty different ancestry results from a DNA test, even when they share the same parents. Okay? All right? And that's what I wanted to pass on. By DNA, okay, everybody's mixed up. You know, everybody's mixed up by DNA. Okay, they don't know what's what. They don't know who's who. But according to the scriptures, you are who what your father is. Okay, all right. This is of course we're going to get it. This is Numbers 1 and 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the 2nd month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. Let's get some Hebrew. Because every now and then, you know, we got to get some of that Hebrew. Let's look up the word pedigrees. Okay, the word is ya, la, and a da, yalad, yalad. Okay, to bring forth, beget, gender. Okay, to be born. Okay, declare one's birth, pedigree. Okay, let's look at the Strong's definitions of yalad. To beget, to act as midwives, specifically to show lineage. You see that? Specifically to show lineage. See that? And of course, declare one's pedigrees where they were from, by the house of their fathers. Okay, it doesn't go by anything else, man. Okay, because everything else is confusion. All right, if a man sleeps, if a man sleeps with 3 women, okay, everybody knows who the father is. Okay, there's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. If those 3 women indeed only slept with that one man, everybody knows who the father is. All right, but if guess what? If a woman sleeps with 3 men at around the same time, okay, there's no sure way to find out who's exactly the father based off of that. Okay, now some could say, well, yeah, you can do a DNA test for that. For that reason, yes, you could do a DNA test. But just say they didn't have any DNA test. How would you find out, man? You see that? But by this way, the right way, by the way, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, there's no confusion. There's no confusion. If everybody followed the law, statutes, commandments set up by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, there will be no confusion. All right? So one is confusion, the other one is simple and plain. All right? So declare the pedigrees or lineages after their fathers, okay? I'm going to get another one in Genesis. I believe it's the 15th chapter, okay? Yeah, Genesis 15 and verse 1. After these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision. This was Abram before his name was Abraham, okay? Saying, fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceeding great reward. And Abram said, Lord power, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go childless, and the steward of my house is this Eliezer of Damascus? And Abram said, behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, one born in my house is mine heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, this shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heir. Okay? All right? See, out of thine own bowels. And that to one that would to come out of his own bowels, all right, which will ultimately be the heir, was Isaac. Okay, even though he had Ishmael first, okay, it was going to be what? Isaac. All right, plain and simple. All right, then Jacob. All right, because that was the chosen seed. But this is just to show you that what? It comes out of the man's loins, you see? All right, let's look up another Hebrew word. It said out of his own bowels, okay? And you had pedigrees, was yalad, okay? And then we have bowels. The word bowels is a ma, the Hebrew word ma, I, and ha. My eye, you know, kind of like with that on the end, my eye, okay? And it says internal organs, inward parts, bowels, intestines, belly. Organs of procreation, womb, places of emotions or distress, okay? All right. Intestines, abdomen, figuratively, sympathy, all right, which we know by this is talking about what? The seed, okay? By implication, a vest, by extension, the stomach, the uterus, or of men, the seat of generation. There it goes, man. The seat of generation, man. All right. See, out of his own bowels, the man's seed, the sperm. Okay. That's how you know where your lineage comes from, man. So I just wanted to do a quick video. I did a video before on DNA, but this is another quick one showing you straight up that, you know, you can have siblings come out and they'll have DNA going back to different people. So how can we go by DNA, man? All right. It's crazy, especially when you have parents. Them siblings came out of the same parents. They go back to the same people. Simple as that, man. All right. Call Haloyim, Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Kodash. And as always, to the elect, a double shalom.